You can see you got the catalytic converter out. So we got update on the DOD delete. Everything's been working beautiful. Until you look inside here. Inside, this cat is destroyed. This is a force bank 2. Cylinder 2 was misfiring for over a year, undetected, due to the range module being plugged in. If you have an AFM, DFM, ABC, BCD, any type of control device that is plugged into your OBD port, you might want to take it out and check for any malfunctions, any service engine soon. This was the case here. Cylinder 2 went out. The range forced the truck to drive perfectly. It forced it to spray whatever amount of fuel. I'm assuming the range AFM delete, the delete disabler has a tune on it that allows the truck to run on that tune and forces that tune on the ECM, the BCM, the PCM. But yeah, you know why we're here? Because after I got done putting the engine together, the hard work of putting all this together, I drove this truck for 2 weeks. Been putting miles on this. Everything been running perfectly. Coolant level still on level. Catch can catching the oil. And the reason how I know it's working so good is because if you disconnect this, you gotta do this with 2 hands. If you disconnect this and look in here, there's not a drop of oil. There is not a drop of oil in here. Nothing wet, no moisture. Nothing that would show you that there's some type of fluid exchange. Yeah, so that's how we know the catch can is working beautifully. So we're getting most of the oil to not go into the plenum or intake manifold, whatever you want to call it. But the reason why I took the catalytic converter off to confirm was, one, there was a slight rattle. But before I heard the rattle, the light came on. I started this vehicle, ran through a couple of tests. I was getting high idle. I was getting that P0051, I believe, which was oil pump is not performing correctly or something like that, because this is a variable valve high oil flow oil pump on his motor. So I was getting all those errors. I thought it was because I was using 530 as the break-in oil along with the stabilizer, and but I always use the stabilizer with 020, so I thought the 530 was giving the problems, but it adjusted itself out. And I guess when you disconnect the car's battery for 2 months, the computers go to sleep, and then they gotta wake up and relearn your driving patterns, the shifting patterns, the foot pedal action. I cleaned out the throttle, so it had to relearn the throttle position. So I was getting all these error codes, but after driving a while, everything started clearing itself except for P0430, which is catalytic converter below efficiency, bank 2. Bank 2 is opposite of bank 1. Bank 1 would be cylinder 1. Bank 2 would be over there, where cylinder 2 was spraying full fuel for the past year and some change, undetected, not knowing that there was a misfire. not knowing that, you know, the exhaust lifter failed on cylinder 2. It was slowly disintegrating itself, and you know, these engines are built on precision, basically. So it's like to the 10th thousandth and whatnot. It's not perfect, but it must be consistent, which is why they have variable valve that, you know, makes up for, you know, the slack in the chain, you know, makes up for low oil. If you're driving on oil with low oil, the variable valve, you know, will play a part in that, because usually the solenoid is controlled by oil. And if you have low oil, you know, solenoids will have to, you probably have a fail-safe backup plan or something like that. But anyways, we back to this. Quick update. Driving this for 2 weeks now, 3 weeks. I think it's been 2 weeks. Yeah, this is week number 3 of driving this vehicle after the DOD delete. I got about, let's see. Right, I put the key in and some knowledge. Let me see. So we're at 96617. But that don't matter. What matters is trip 2 or trip B. Trip B is, so we're done 120 miles so far on the DOD delete. 120 miles on the DOD delete. And the only issue I'm currently having is a P0430, which is catalytic converter below efficiency. And that's the reason why the cat has been destroyed. You know, I cleaned out the O2 sensors thinking that was the issue, but I heard a slight rattle. It wasn't big enough to notice, but it was big enough to notice. And that rattle is this right here. It has caved in, it has fallen to pieces. It no longer does the chemical reaction that it once required. This is the face of a destroyed cat. I believe to replace this unit is about $2,300 from Chevrolet, GM. If you buy aftermarket, you're setting yourself up to purchase numerous aftermarket cats, because nothing, I repeat, nothing is quite like OEM when it comes to catalytic converter. You'll get pipe bluing, you'll get maybe 1 year out of this before the light starts coming back on. So I'm trying to go OEM. I know Flowmaster offers this for $1,600, which is a good discount, but we don't know. We'll have to figure it out.